Alrighty, you guys. So I already hinted at it, but today the EDC Las Vegas map dropped, which this all feels so surreal. Like, it just feels surreal. It feels weird because it's in October, but I've been like so busy lately. Sorry, I'm like looking on EDC Las Vegas's timeline and I just saw they posted something about oh, that's so funny. They posted something about locking your tent at EDC and they said bring 2, if you can hear this before you go, bring 2 locks with you because there are 2 entrances to your camp, to your Moonglow pod or your desert rose pod. And one of my friends told me that, so I actually ordered 2 locks this morning. So I'm glad they posted about that. Anyway, back to the map. So what's crazy about this, and I'm going to do a full breakdown on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned. Once the set times come out, I always do an explanation of the map and I go over set times in the same video. I do this every year so that, you know, if you're a newbie or you don't understand or the map overwhelms you, I will fully walk you through it in that, so stay tuned. But it's so freaking crazy looking at this map because it's the whole raceway is being used this year. Like, every inch of this thing has something in it, and it's so crazy to see how packed this map is. Like, when you see it in person, it is so big. You guys have no fucking idea. The biggest things that stand out to me immediately, I'm not going to get too into it, is the Neon Garden stage is different. It looks like it's a mega structure, or it at least looks like it has like a covering to it, so it does not look like fully open air, but it might be because Quantum Valley is also technically a mega structure, but you like, it's a structure, like you can see through the top of it. It's open air technically. So I'm very excited that we're gonna have a new Neon Garden. That looks amazing. Kinetic Field, you can kind of see a design, but not really. So that's gonna be really cool. Can't tell with Stereo Bloom either. It kind of looks like a new design to me personally. Like, the structuring of it looks different. So that will be really cool. Wasteland looks different. Base Pod looks similar. Circuit Grounds looks exactly like the 2019 design, like how it wraps around you. So I'm excited for that. And Quantum Valley looks the same and Cosmic Meadow looks the same. So I won't be surprised about that. But I gotta dissect this. So I'll do a whole video about it because it looked like there were some new art cars. There's way more art installations here, way more like interactive areas. So I'm so pumped about that. It's a lot to see, guys. Get there early. So actually, I didn't mention that yet. The opening ceremonies were announced as well. A couple announcements came out. So first off, we have the Camp EDC Thursday night kickoff party, which I am personally excited about. We have Freak On, Elizabeth Cambridge, Torn Foot, John Summitt, and Dom Dalla. Oof. All the house music. I know the bass heads were not thrilled, but I'm fucking stoked. Like, so much good house music. Like, I haven't seen John Summitt yet. I haven't seen Torn Foot or Elizabeth or Freak On, and Dom Dalla is a king. So that is fucking stacked. And then the opening ceremonies. So essentially, EDC opens from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then the event actually runs from 7 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. So this is optional. It's open to anybody. The opening celebration is not campers only. Anybody can come. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This lineup is insane too. Some of those incredible back-to-backs are actually a part of the opening ceremonies. So Friday we have John Summitt again, obviously the man of the year, killing it. And then we have Solardo back-to-back Vintage Culture, which was one of my must-sees. So I will 100% be at probably all of these opening ceremonies. Saturday, we're getting Diplo back-to-back Lee Foss, which was one of my can't miss. And then we have Side Piece as well. And then Sunday, we have Z Trip and Blossom. Love my girl Blossom, so I got to go out there and support her. So that's amazing. A lot of house music yet again. They're going heavy with the house. Don't worry, guys. Bass heads, hard dance fans, you have an entire stage at EDC for you all weekend long. You don't just get one day, you get all 3 days. So there will be plenty of bass music there. Okay, I have some not so fun news to share, but let me do some other stuff here. We also got a new lineup drop from a new festival, Countdown Camp Out. I don't know if anyone saw this yet, but really cool. Insomniac has yet again expanded their empire, and they already have their Countdown brand, which is their New Year's Eve festival in California, but they are now doing a Countdown Camp Out, which is a 2-day camping festival for New Year's Eve weekend, and it's in Okeechobee, Florida. So really cool. Again, clearly they have a home there. They have Okeechobee there. So that is out. Really great mix of, I didn't see that. I didn't even look at this yet. Flosstradamus back-to-back Nitty Gritty, back-to-back Valentino Con. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, wow. That's amazing. You've got bass, house, trap, all the things on there. So that is out. Tickets are available, I believe. I also saw another New Year's Eve festival. So lineups are starting to get dropped. This is amazing. It's in San Francisco. I've never heard of it before, but it's called Fresh Start. It's a 3-day indoor and outdoor festival. And so far the lineup is Gorgon City, Lane 8, Chris Lorenzo, John Summitt, Justin Martin, Latrell, Yotto, Jay Wara, Mind Chatter, Sasha Rabati, Vanessa, and West End, with stage takeovers from Space Yacht, G Code, and Heavy Petting Zoo. Somebody sent me that lineup and I was like, what the fuck is this? Because again, house music. So that is so fire. If you're in San Francisco, you have to go out to that. Okay, last two things here. The 1001 Tracklist annual top 101 producers of the year, their ranking is out. This one is like way better than any other ranking system because it's completely based upon data. So it's not like a popularity contest, anything like that. It is literally, it says here in the post, the purpose of it is to present an objective, unbiased list of producers whose music is being played the most at festivals and clubs, on live streams, and in radio shows and mixes. So these are literally the songs that artists are playing the most in their sets. But I'm really appreciative that they posted this. They said, while 1001 Tracklist does not decide the position or placement of any of the artists, it's calculated by summing up the unique DJ support the artists have received over the year. They cannot be manipulated or swayed in any way. They said there are zero women and very few people of color in the top 101 producers this year. Despite there being many talented women and people of color producing dance music, these producers are not given the same empowerment as their white male counterparts, which I completely fucking agree with. I've heard so many times, like, it doesn't matter. Talent is talent. I don't know. I've just heard people say that where it's like, it's not about color or gender. Like, it's just about the music they're making, which is bullshit because you can empower people by putting them on lineups. You have a whole undercard where you can make it a point to make sure that you have people who are hiring and placing people of color and women there so that you know what I mean? Like you shouldn't just be like saying like, oh, it's music, whatever. Oh, we just don't happen to have any women on this lineup, or we just don't happen to have any black artists on this lineup. Like absolutely not. It should be made a point that you are going out of your way to look for all of these incredible artists, whether or not they're the names you don't see a million times. So they said in their post, this is a glaring issue which calls for wider change across the industry, and we will be taking the following actions. Tomorrow, we will publish our first ever The Future of Dance list featuring 60 women and people of color artists alongside the top 101 producers 2021, which is a new thing they're doing. These artist productions have been important in defining the sounds of the electronic music world in the past 12 months and will shape the future ahead. Together with Select Radio, VIRPP, and WO Promo, we will be launching the Future of Dance initiative, a commitment to provide more exposure and opportunities for women, people of color, and underrepresented individuals in dance music. Demo submissions will be open to these individuals tomorrow, and monthly winners will be selected to receive professional mix and mastering, DJ promo and radio servicing, radio residencies, and additional exposure. And you can go to top101producers.com for more info, but I fucking love them for doing this because they said, hey, we got this ranking. It's clearly a glaring issue. You're about to see a whole bunch of white dudes in the top 101, even though there's all these other incredible, amazing artists who have made a huge impact this year. So we're going to make our own other list, and we're going to give you all these other suggestions of the future of dance music. So I love that. They've started posting it already. But I do want to report on the top 10, just so you guys are aware of what producers made the list, because it is a huge deal. Like, again, these are just like people's songs. So it clearly shows you who popped off this year and who you've probably heard a lot from. I believe Oliver Heldens was number 1 last year, so I was very proud of him. But here are the top 10 rankings. So we'll do number 10. So number 10 was Tiesto. No surprise there. Actually, I have to quickly point it out. Chris Lake was number 12. We love fucking Chris Lake. Anyway, Tiesto was number 10. Biscuits was number 9, who we've kind of been chatting about a little bit here and there. He came on my radar this past year. So very exciting to see him on there. He's an awesome tech house artist, I believe, from the UK. Oliver Heldens is number 8. My man's. He's still in the top 10. Camel Fat, number 7. No surprise there. Number 6 was, hold on, this is cut off. Mr. Sid, who I don't think I'm that familiar with Mr. Sid, but Mr. Sid is number 6, so I'm going to check him out. John Summitt, hello, are we surprised? I'm surprised he's not like number 2 or 3, but John Summitt broke through this whole past year and has been crushing it. He's number 5. Armin van Buuren is number 4. No surprise there. Kreider is number 3, which again, I like these rankings because it's very international. So it's not just the United States. So you're going to see names on here who you may not always see, obviously, on like mainstream media or like in the United States at certain festivals, but this is international. So I don't listen to Kreider a lot, but obviously he's extremely popular. David Guetta was number 2. He's massive everywhere. And then number 1 is currently my favorite artist of the moment, which is Vintage Culture. So I was so excited to see him as number 1. He's my favorite artist right now. Currently, I cannot stop listening to him. Every single song he puts out, I'm completely obsessed with. So I could go on and on, but the whole list is posted. You can see all, I think they have, the whole list is out, but they've only posted like a fraction of them on their Instagram stories. So we've got all that going on. And then lastly, I want to talk about this thing happening with Diplo because this is very big in the news right now. And then I'll let you guys go. But Diplo is obviously like a character in the dance music scene. He's brilliant. He really is brilliant. His music's amazing. And what he's done for house music in recent years is pretty groundbreaking. Everything he does with Higher Ground is amazing. And I just got to see him recently and actually like loved his set and what he's been doing. But he has a bit of a reputation and he for sure has been in headlines and media. And I feel like the media drags him a lot. Like, you know, he has his own behaviors that he does that kind of gives off very like, what's the right word? I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but yeah, he gives off vibes that he's very much a ladies' man. If you followed him on Snapchat like 4 or 5 years ago, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, he's been out there, right? However, there has been some really, really slanderous reporting about him, really, really intense accusations. And he came out with a very long post. It's like 9 swipe throughs, and it details the craziest story of basically like a stalker who has been like blackmailing him, harassing him, his family, his kids' parents. It's horrible. It's really scary. He has all kinds of receipts on this post, text messages, evidence, and it's been happening for years now. So it's really scary because this is a person who was contacting the media, I believe accused him of sexual assault and rape, all false accusations. He's proved that in court. So he was basically just being like, I'm here to clear my name because this is fucking horrendous and this has been happening. Like, she showed up to his house. It's really, really scary and not pleasant. So definitely read that because I know there's a lot of things that come out about Diplo, and I know people can get reputations in this industry. But I, for one, am glad that he shared that because I think it was very eye-opening to see the text messages and behavior, and it kind of just, it made me cringe. I was just like, this is like the dark side of fame, and that's fucking terrifying that people show up to your house and harass family members and things like that. So it was really scary. So that was out as well. So that was a very big thing that happened in the news. So definitely look into that if you guys want more information or want to see the latest on it, and don't believe everything that you hear, obviously, in the news.